The scandal that is the Astros cheating has continued on, and it continues to spread farther and farther. We're now seeing LeBron James weigh in on this matter, kind of going after the commissioner. You're telling him, hey, you gotta make things right here. And this is, I would say, a ginormous step as far as this whole situation is concerned, because how often do you see players from other sports weigh in on issues regarding a sport, again, that they do not participate in? You know, LeBron being a basketball guy, arguably the face of basketball or the NBA right now. And then you have baseball, a sport he's, people say is not his lane, but as a competitor, he can relate to the things that baseball players are currently going through. Every other team in the league has to feel cheated in some sort of way. Not even just the World Series team, but the team going into the World Series, the teams that they beat to get to playoffs. There's so many different aspects of that, and you can understand as a competitor like LeBron, he feels that, and the message is loud and clear here. We've seen it from the players now. We're seeing it from LeBron. I don't think anybody cares. I don't think anybody cares at all if you go out there and punish these guys for cheating, even though you told them not to. Does that feel kind of dirty to go out there and begin an investigation, say, hey, we're going to give you immunity, we're not going to tell anybody, and then punish you anyway? You're dang right that sounds terrible. But at the same time, you know what else is terrible? Costing teams championships. There's a difficult line here for baseball, because if you do punish the players, then you know what happens. You go out there and you send a message. Anybody that wants to continue to work with us in investigations in the future, you're going to risk the chance of not being able to take us for a award. But at the same time, you look back and say, none of these guys came out in the first place. Nobody came to Manfred and said, hey, I got something to tell you about cheating. If you don't ban me, you don't get me in trouble, I'll tell you all about it. No, this was a player from a former player calling these guys out in the first place that brought all of this to light. And I think they just kind of filled in more of the dots of exactly what they did there. But I mean, he could have told you the whole story if he wanted to. I think it's one of those rare cases where you can actually go back and say, go back on your word. And the more players you see from other sports coming out and justifying that, because again, you talk about the Players Association was the concern here. But when you see players from other sports coming out, big name players from your own sport coming out and saying something needs to be done, I don't care if you said nothing would be done, it sends a big message, because they're going against their own players, their own rights, understanding like, hey, if this was me, I was granted immunity, and now they're going to go back on my words, how upset would I be, right? And you're not seeing players being concerned about that. They're being concerned more in lines of the integrity of the game, and it's becoming more and more obvious that something really needs to be done here, and Manfred is currently not hitting it out of the park, but is swinging and missing for about the 8th straight time.